Hey, so what's up, people? This is the next episode of the walkthrough of Wizardry 6. So I had a quick question before we went on. I'm gonna poll the audience real quick. I'm thinking about expanding my viewer base a little bit, playing a few different games. The ones that I was thinking about doing were Terraria. I don't know how many Terraria. I don't know how many Let's Plays are of any of these games. But which one sounds more interesting if I were to do one of these? I could do a Terraria run through. I'm thinking about it. That one sounds kind of boring, but I love that game more than anything. I just don't know if it's very fun to watch. The other game I was thinking about doing was Super Metroid. One of my favorite, well, probably my favorite game of all time, Super Metroid, or this old NES game called Faxanadu. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I love it. It's sort of a Metroid feel. If one of those sounds interesting, let me know in the comments. If none of them sound interesting, then I don't know. Maybe I'll just pick one and just do it. Okay, so here we are, back to Wizardry. Last time we were exploring the caves under the castle, to the side under the castle, and we're gonna continue exploring them. So here we go. It's been a little while, so just looking in the corners of all these rooms, there's like, I don't know, maybe like 10 rooms. Oh, here we go. Stones falling from a cave-in blocks a passage through a tunnel. So this sounds important. Let's take a look. I'm gonna use that pickaxe I found because I'm cool, and it opens up into another hallway. Now I did that earlier because in another dead end it didn't give me a warning, if you remember from before. But this one gave me a warning, so it's more obvious, which means this way is more important. Slimes. My goodness, 13 slimes. Do I want Rain to cast? She can cast Hold Monsters. This is probably gonna backfire. If it does, I'm screwed. But we're dangerous like that. Some fireballs for that front row. Oh, it didn't. So Hold Monsters, I think I just got that spell, actually, if I remember right from last time. Hold Monsters is a spell that is like paralysis, which paralysis sucks, but the weird thing about Hold Monsters is that it's like a fake paralysis. It like if an enemy casts Hold Monsters on you, then your guys are paralyzed. It shows the paralysis symbol, but they're only paralyzed until they get hurt. So it's like sleep, in other words. I'm not sure why they make the distinction. It's kind of stupid. But paralysis is a bigger deal, like actual paralysis. So like you get a paralyzed spell later, but it only targets one person, so it's a little bit useless unless it's just useless all the time. But Hold Monsters is good, but it's pretty much like an intense sleep. So since sleep costs a lot less to cast, sometimes it's just worth it to cast sleep. But I guess some monsters are immune to it. I don't know. Some monsters are immune to Hold Monsters too, so whatever. They're both the same, but one's more expensive. Go figure. I don't know. I can't explain that. Okay. Let's cast some healing spells. You notice I don't really do that in battle very much. That's because my guys are pretty buff now. They can take some hits without having me worry about it. The side battles, like the random encounters, I mean, they'll get harder, but at this point in the game you don't really worry about them as much. Oops. The ones that you'll start to worry about are the fixed encounters, or what I would call boss battles. It's funny because, as I said, my dad played this game before me, because I mean this game's really old. I was like probably a little baby when he was playing it. But he always hated when I used the word boss. Let me explain what's going on here, and then I'll elaborate. So we saw some native women in this part of the cavern, and so we look across, and there they are hurrying across. They made a rope, but they're bringing the rope with them. You can see this big opening here. So I'm like, well, that sounds important, so I should probably get over this somehow. But if I jump down there, I'll straight up die. So I'm not going to go that way yet. I'm going to solve the riddle. It's actually pretty easy to solve if you just explore this whole bottom area. Okay. So my dad, he's into the Western style RPG, and when I was growing up and I was little, it was all about the, you know, the Japanese RPG. I'm getting owned already. Okay, sorry. I was a little bit worried there. I thought somebody was gonna die. Okay. So, and I mean, growing up, like, I mean, for people of my generation, they heard the word boss all the time. You run into a main battle, that was a boss. It was a boss battle. That's what they're called. But, my dad was always just like, that's such a Japanese term. That's such a, you know, an Eastern thing. Like, here comes the big boss. And I was always like, it's not like that, Dad. You don't understand me. But, they're boss battles, despite what he thinks. Okay, my guys should be healed up from that encounter while I was sleeping. Some zombies, rotting corpses to be specific. I'm gonna try to dispel all 3 of them. Those that don't get dispelled will face an onslaught of beating. And my spell's pretty fizzled, so it's no good anyway. Okay, so people are nauseous. I can't do that again. Let's just start beating people up. Fireball's just as good, right? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Let's rest up. You notice that skull with the X? That could mean poison. I knew it was nauseous. I knew it was nausea because I read it. But if you're poisoned and you rest, your character might die. Just be really careful about that. Save your game, like I'm doing right now. I'm saving every, like, 4 seconds. It's pretty unforgiving. I mean, like, I remember earlier in this Let's Play, I was like, I'm not gonna save very often, but there's no way. Okay, blah, blah. I'm looking at some stuff. I found a bell key. Cool. Let's keep it. Now I gotta think. A bell key, huh? There seems to be some kind of bell tower, I think, if I remember right. I don't remember if I got to that point or not, but there is a bell tower in the castle. If you explore it, you'll find it. It's really easy to find, actually. It's labeled by a nice, convenient sign. Okay, I'm following the right wall still without going into that cavern. That chasm. Some poison slimes. Let's just kill them. I should probably be casting spells with my front group, but that takes more time, and you know, I don't have a lot of time. I gotta get through 3 games with this party. That was easy. Wahoo! Okay. Bump my Theosophy. Neglecting my Kirujutsu. I will work on that later. Silence is good. Blinks is kind of dumb. A lot of these. My psionic knows the mental spells. Identify is going to be good eventually. I don't know if anybody else learned it. Sane Mind might be okay to learn. Let's start some water spell points, and we'll just go ahead and learn Haste. Haste is a pretty good spell. It lets you attack earlier. I mean, like it does in most games. It lets you attack earlier than your opponent. So, you know, in the difficult battles, it's nice, because then you can hit first and kill them before they can kill you. Yeah, come on. Let's just take these guys out, yo. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh my goodness. Somebody heal Zinzin, please. Okay. Holy cow! I'm so dependent on these stupid fireballs. These very smart fireballs. Okay. Let's heal rain. Bam. Let's rest. 1. Zombies! Come on! Okay. Goodness. Energy blast, there's only 1, so I'm gonna just max it out. Bam! Okay. Well, that was stupid. They threw up all over me and look how much damage it did. You'd think that like wouldn't do any damage, but I guess they are zombies. They must have like acid, breath, vomit. That's exciting to talk about. Heal Zinzin. Back 2 are good. Heal Aledra. She's good. Heal Brain. She's good. Okay, let's sleep now, and hopefully we don't run into more zombies, because zombies are dumb when I'm sleeping. Okay. Check the corner. Nothing. Okay, let's get out of here. I think that was the last room. No, following the right side wall. Took me back out to here. And I gotta go. I don't usually do this part, but I'm pretty sure I found the key. Bell key, iron key, dungeon key. There's a few places to use the dungeon key, so I guess just open all the gates so you don't have to carry the dungeon key around. Okay, there's a dude in here. A heap of old bones. Search what we get. We get the Jolly Rogers decoder ring. That is some ASCII goodness right there. So let's take that. Give it to Aledra. I don't know who has it, but one of them is supposed to have the captain's log. Let's look in the swag bag. Nope. So let's swag our bell key, remove the JR decoder, and then figure out who has the captain's log and give them the JR decoder. King's Diary, no. Book of Ram, no. Fairy Dust, no. Who took it? Dead Man's Log, that's the one I want. Wendell. Okay. This interface is so annoying. Let's give Wendell this JR decoder ring. There we go. Use the JR decoder ring. Use on which I... Oh snap, the Dead Man's Log. Using the pirate's decoder ring upon the scribblings in the book, you are able to read the following passages. Decided to leave the shipwreck as none of the scouting crews have been heard from. Those damn mists. Entry 99. Making headway upstream on the dinghy. Just the 9 of us left now. Morgan is starting to look pale, like the other ones did. I suspect he's got the sickness too. Morgan was throwing up real bad this morning, and later today he died. We are all scared because we don't know what's causing it, and I think it may be the food we've been eating, which is mostly rat meat. That sounds awesome. The next couple of pages are stained too badly to read, but you resume on the 3rd page following. The captain says if we try to return to the ship, then we're all dead men. But everyone's getting real spooked, especially because we can't find out why the bodies keep disappearing. Goramond died this morning, same way as everyone else. Now there's only 6 of us left. And the captain says we've got to bury the treasure chest because it's too heavy. I'll be glad when we get off this damn mountain. Roscoe says he saw a man today on a ledge, and he said it was Morgan. But we all know Morgan's dead, and maybe we're all going a little crazy. At least Roscoe is, I think. I saw Morgan today too. I think I've got the sickness now because I know Morgan's dead. His face was covered with blood and he just looked at me. Didn't say anything, but just smiled. I think I'm going crazy. May the gods protect us. We was going down the mountain today right after burying the chest when this huge monster, I mean I guess it was a man or something, but it stood over 12 feet tall and he just picked up Roscoe and bit off his head with only a single chomp, and then he spit it out and laughed and we all ran wherever we are now. We're lost and that's sure, but the captain says best to keep moving. We're almost down Giant Mountain, at least that's what I call it. And there's some kind of huge gorge with bridges and rope trusses all over it. We can see a bunch of men from here, and it looks like they're mining for something. We're going to try and talk with the dwarf men and see if they can help us. The ink is barely legible on the few last words, and the remainder of the logbook is blank. Remembering the skeleton where you found the logbook, it's clear that the dwarf men didn't help too much. It's pretty interesting, that little paragraph. What does it mean? Find out next time. Bye!